Born of agility, longevity, they're beautiful and they're deadly. The Elves of Faerun are one of my favorite races to play in Dungeons & Dragons. From stealthy archers to wizards of terrible power, the Elven people are a fantastic race for players looking to fit almost any role within a party. Welcome back, friends, I'm Rogue, and today we are going to be taking a peek at the Elves of Baldur's Gate 3. Let us begin by taking a look at what players start with when choosing to play as an Elven hero. The Elf is broken into two subraces, the High Elf and the Wood Elf. Don't worry, we'll cover the Drow in this video as well, because they are also elves. But for now, let's focus on the surface elves. Regardless of your choice of Wood Elf or High Elf, both receive the following bonuses. From a young age, elves are trained to protect the realms they call home. This includes both swordsmanship and archery. This combat training is tradition amongst the elven cultures, offering even the physically weakest amongst them a working knowledge in the art of conflict. Both the High Elf and the Wood Elf begin play with proficiency in the following weapons. This means that regardless of your chosen class, they can wield these weapons without penalty. All elves have a connection to the Feywilds. This connection has cast a veil over the minds of the elven people, offering them protection against charm spells and rendering spells that put their victim to sleep useless against the elven people. This protection comes in the form of advantage, meaning that when a charm spell is cast upon an elven hero, they are allowed to roll 1d20 twice and choose the higher number. The Elves of Faerun are gifted with both keen eyesight and hearing, allowing them to easily spot potential enemies or locate a stealthy prey. These keen senses offer proficiency in the perception skill to all elven heroes. The Elves of Faerun can also see in total darkness up to a range of 12 meters within the game, and perfectly on a moonless night. This makes them suitable scouts and explorers when adventuring in the darker places of the world, and offers greater ranges for fighting at range while within the lightless environments of Faerun. All elves begin with +2 to their dexterity attribute. This represents the agility and balance of a hero. Dexterity is utilized when wielding a ranged weapon such as a bow or thrown weapons, and it's a base factor for both the hero's armor class and dexterity saving throw, although heavier armors can restrict this value. Dexterity also takes the lead in many roguely skills such as stealth, sleight of hand, and acrobatics. The High Elves of Faerun can come from a variety of walks of life, and are actually just one small branch of the elven people as a whole. They are what one could consider the common elf, meaning that they are viewed as the most commonly seen elf. Chances are that when speaking with an elf, they are a high elf. This does not mean that they are by any means common as in boring. No, my friend, they are students of the arcana and gifted with inherent magic. High elves receive a +1 bonus to their intelligence. As students of the arcana, they rely on a keen mind to hone the magics of Faerun. This also offers the benefit of typically being the smartest person in any room that they enter. With a higher IQ comes the benefit of knowledge and study, which affects many of the skills within Baldur's Gate 3, allowing the High Elf a greater chance as to always be in the know. High Elves within Baldur's Gate 3 begin play with a starting wizard's cantrip. Cantrips are 0-level spells that may increase in potency as the character grows in levels. This spell may seem small upon character creation, but a clever player may find a wealth of opportunity if utilized correctly. Whether you are looking to become a master wizard or simply dip your toes into the weave of wizardry, the High Elf is a great choice for players seeking an agile and intelligent hero. The Wood Elf, also called the Copper Elves, the Green Elves, the Wild Elves, or the Sylvan, are masters of the wilderness and typically come from forest tribes, the windswept plains, or even the mountain vales of Faerun. These elves are masters and guardians of the woodland realms of Toril. Wood Elves are patient hunters and keen trackers. This has afforded them a +1 bonus to their wisdom. This inherent wisdom affects their wisdom saving throw, allowing them to keep their wits about them in dire situations, and takes the lead in many skills, such as animal handling, insight, the knowledge of medicine, perception, and their ability to survive in the wild places of Faerun. The Wood Elven people are naturally fleet of foot. This increases their movement distance to 10.5 within the game instead of the standard 9-meter movement, allowing them to either close the gap to an enemy or create distance if the situation arises. This allows the player to have a slight edge in tactical combat movement, and as any veteran D&D player will tell you, that additional 5-foot step can make all the difference in a life and death situation. The Wood Elves of Faerun are practiced in the art of stealth, accustomed to masking their movement and scent to track and bring down the various animals or intruders to their glades and homes. This practice has benefited their people as a whole, offering them proficiency in stealth, meaning that even the clumsiest of their people are trained in the art of hide and seek. If you are a player seeking a stealthy archer, a mighty druid, or simply seek the benefits of an agile and wise hero, the Wood Elf will not disappoint. Now let's take a look at the darker cousins of the Surface Elves, the Drow. Born to the lightless realm of the Underdark, although Elven, they are not the same as their sun-dwelling counterparts. Similar to the Surface Elves though, all Drow begin with the following bonuses. Agile and lithe, the Drow are graceful and deadly. This racial agility comes in the form of +2 bonus to dexterity, making them excellent agility-based fighters, assassins, and ranged combatants. The Drow are also protected by the Veil of the Feywild, offering them advantage against charms and immunity to magical sleep identical to their surface cousins. The Drow are also blessed with the same proficiency to perception, although they have adapted a keener sight to the darkness. Being born of the lightless realm of the Underdark has granted them superior dark vision, increasing the range they can see in total darkness to 24 meters within the game, offering an even better visual advantage in the lightless places of the world. Armed with a forked silver tongue, the Drow are masters of deception and wordplay. Cunning and ruthless, quick of wit and guile, this grants them a +1 bonus to charisma, making them suitable sorcerers and warlocks or bards and even dark paladins. Much like their surface cousins, the Drow are practiced combatants and have martial training ingrained into their upbringing. Taught the ways of swordsmanship and the use of the hand crossbow, a favored weapon amongst the Underdark-dwelling elves, this childhood of training is sometimes a way of survival amongst the Drow, and grants them weapon proficiencies in the rapier, the short sword, and as mentioned, the hand crossbow. All Drow are skilled in these weapons of finesse without penalty. All Drow begin play with the Dancing Lights cantrip, which creates a wisp of light that illuminates a 9-meter radius. But as a Drow grows in levels and power, so too does their spellcasting abilities. At 3rd level, they unlock the ability to summon Fairy Fire that can encase multiple targets in colorful light, turning any stealthy targets visible and giving the Drow and his allies advantage on attack rolls. By 5th level, the Drow can tap into the Darkness spell, creating an inky cloud of magical darkness to veil themselves or blind their foes. If deeper magic awaits them upon gaining even more power, only time will tell. The subraces of the Drow are not really a separate race. They are more an ideology, religious views, and society difference. The low-sworn Drow are the dark children of Menzoberranzan, that have sworn fealty either out of survival or truth to the evil goddess Loth, patron deity of the Drow and queen of spiders. The Seldarine Drow can be found seeking allies in their quest to settle their conflict with the goddess Loth, by any means necessary. If you are a player seeking a path to darkness or enjoy the anti-hero role and have a desire to play an agile and charismatic hero or villain, the Drow will fill that void. I'm looking forward to exploring Baldur's Gate 3, its races, classes, and more as the game releases on August 3rd. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for your time, and have a great day. Goodbye.